Mama, don't leave me.
Nneoma's small voice echoed through the chaos of war. She clung to her mother's hand, but it slipped away as her mother was dragged out of their burning home. The flames engulfed their thatched roof, and Nneoma's eyes stung from the smoke. She was only 8 years old. She had never seen such destruction before. The Nigerian soldiers had come to their village, and everything was on fire. She ran through the streets, calling out for her family, but there was no answer. Her feet were bare, and the hot earth burned her soles. As the sun began to set, Nneoma found herself alone, hungry and scared. She sat under a tree, watching as people ran past her, some crying, others screaming. She didn't know what to do. She had never felt so small and helpless. Days turned into weeks, and Nneoma survived on scraps of food and water from a nearby stream. She saw many dead bodies, some of people she knew. The war was tearing her world apart. She would often stumble upon a familiar face, and her heart would ache with grief. One day she saw a little boy no more than 5 years old lying on the ground. He had a small toy in his hand, and his eyes were frozen in a permanent stare. Nneoma felt a lump in her throat as she realized that the boy would never play with his toy again. She gently closed his eyes and continued on her way, feeling a sense of numbness wash over her. As the days turned into weeks, Nneoma's hope began to fade. She wondered if she would ever find her family again, or if she would ever be happy again. She felt like she was walking through a never-ending nightmare. One day, a kind old woman, Mama Ayo, took Nneoma in. She fed her and gave her a place to sleep. Nneoma was grateful, but she couldn't shake the memory of her mother's last words.
Mama,
"Don't leave
me.
me." Mama Ayo did her best to care for her, but the pain of loss was a heavy burden to carry. Nneoma would often wake up in the middle of the night, screaming for her mother. Mama Ayo would hold her close and whisper words of comfort, but Nneoma couldn't shake the feeling of abandonment. She felt like she was all alone in the world. As the war dragged on, Nneoma saw things that no child should ever have to see. She saw people being killed, buildings being destroyed, and families being torn apart. She felt like she was living in a world gone mad. One day, Mama Ayo fell ill, and Nneoma was left to care for her. She did her best, but Mama Ayo's condition worsened, and she passed away in Nneoma's arms. Nneoma was devastated. She had lost her family, and now she had lost the one person who had taken care of her. Nneoma was truly alone now. She had no one to turn to, no one to care for her. She felt like she was walking to a desolate land with no hope in sight. The war finally came to an end, but the pain remained. Nneoma's heart ached for her family, for her home, and for the childhood she once knew. She would always carry the scars of the war with her, a reminder of the devastating impact of conflict on innocent lives. Years went by, and Nneoma grew up, but the memories of the war never faded. She would often wake up in the middle of the night, screaming for her mother. She would see the faces of the people she had lost, and her heart would ache with grief. Nneoma's story was just one of many during the Biafran War. Many children like her were left alone, struggling to survive in a world torn apart by conflict. Though the war has ended, the pain remains, a reminder of the devastating impact of conflict on innocent lives.